go.
All right, so.
Good. Yeah. Thought maybe you were sneaking up on me. Does that mop handle fit everywhere without hitting on anything?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's what these things should go.
Where are you going, up?
Trying.
One more?
It was sitting here just kind of. So I was thinking maybe it was going to break down.
Possible.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Nope. I've seen where B wouldn't even open.
Yep.
All right.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
I'm doing great. You?
Oh, great.
Okay. I did have.
A lot of paper, John.
It is a lot of paper
Okay.
because some of the stuff, the way it was worded, it didn't sound like. I wasn't really too keen on the whole thing where it said, like at some other time we can also mitigate other stuff that's required. It's one of the last lines on, let's see. Where is it at? Maybe it's on the other sheet.
Yes.
It says somewhere that you can mitigate, any other mitigation strategies required as part of the accommodation. So that means that at some point, if any other thing pops up, we can also add this to that contract if I sign it. Is that what that means? Legally, that's what that says. It says
Right. If
any
you-
other
if
mitigation
you're
strategies required as part of this accommodation, which means that if a week from now we come up with something new, we can add that, and you've signed it and you agreed to it per this contract. It's kind of what it says, yeah. So I kind of have a problem with that. That basically means that at any point in time they can just change this.
Right. What you're saying, you must do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to do any of that. The only thing I'm not willing to do is, since vaccinated people can get COVID, vaccinated people could spread COVID, why are they having the people that are non-vaccinated sign this and say that that this stuff has to be done if I'm not vaccinated?
I don't know why, because that's what they decided.
I know.
As of now,
But-
everyone's supposed to wear face masks.
But what about testing?
Yeah.
Everybody can still get COVID, even if
Right.
you've been vaccinated.
Right.
So why, if it's for a safety reason,
Right.
why would you only test non-vaccinated people? I have an idea why. And also, we just had that thing come out with Gail, I think, said that in no way, shape, or form do we treat veterans who are vaccinated or non-vaccinated different. We won't do that. We will not do that. If anyone says any difference, you set them straight. But we're willing to do it to our staff. So we're not going to dehumanize our veterans,
Right.
but we'll do it to our employees.
It would appear that way.
Okay. Well, I'm willing to do all this, but I mean, if I were you, I wouldn't sign this. And the reason why is because your name's on it. This is something HR should be doing.
Right. all I have to sign, because believe me, I feel the same way. All I have to sign, I don't have to sign this. The first one I did.
Okay.
I don't have to sign. You have to say
Okay.
that you're going to
I will.
tell your supervisor.
Right. But I'm willing to do all the mandates if they want, besides getting vaccinated, but I'll do all these mandates.
Uh-huh.
But if any point in time that I feel that they are not treating me as an equal because of my vaccination status, that's going to fall under the 14th Amendment
Mm-hmm.
of the Constitution, and I'm okay. You know, if that's you guys' choice, I'm fine with that. So
Yeah.
if and there's also, I don't know, you're familiar with the 1947 Nuremberg Court Code?
No.
Okay. Well, it also states that you can't coerce or threaten for medical procedures without consent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, if in this document it actually says that I am threatened if I do not comply in one form or another,
Right.
whether vaccinating or being tested or
Mm-hmm.
following other mitigations that are required at our, part of the accommodations. So, to me, that's a form of coercion.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm treated differently under the 14th Amendment and under the Nuremberg law, which is international law, if I'm coerced,
Mm-hmm.
that's also breaking a law.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm, if everyone has to do it, I'm on board.
If everyone has to do
Testing and anything that I'm subjected to
Mm-hmm.
as being a non-vaccinated individual,
Mm-hmm.
I would only expect that, because otherwise you're basically, I feel like a second-class citizen.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I mean, if you start telling me I can't go to a restaurant
Mm-hmm.
because of my vaccination status,
Mm-hmm.
that's wrong. If people start beating me up because I'm not wearing a mask in a store, that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be a part of this. So that's just,
Yeah.
the way I
get it.
feel.
Totally.
So, I mean, I hate that it's,
I hate that it's coming to this too. I really do.
I know you do. I think you're put in a really bad position being the supervisor. This should be handled by HR,
Right.
in my opinion.
Right.
Because this is putting, once again, on the front line workers. This is coming from way up high and it's being put down on the front line.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why they're not dealing with it,
Yeah.
because this isn't going to be pretty, any of it. So, and I feel bad for you because you're a nice person. I like you. I mean, I honestly do like you.
Well, I mean, none of this is like,
It's not
everything
personal.
that I sign is like that I'm aware. I don't
Okay.
have a duty to.
Right.
And if
Well-
it goes the direction where they're going to want supervisors to start evaluating, requests for exceptions, and I defer all of that to the Office of General Counsel, because I'm not a lawyer
Right.
and I don't
Well-
review documents for validity. I'm a nurse.
Right. Well, I would keep your name out as much stuff as you can,
I'm going to.
because legally, I don't think this is going to be good for any company that mandates,
No.
in my opinion.
Well, I agree, but yet I don't know that anybody is willing to.
Oh, there's a few million.
Well, yeah, but I don't know about the court system.
Well, I will tell you right now, there's several countries right now holding what they're calling Nuremberg trials 2.0. South Africa, Germany, or at least two I know of. And
I know. I don't know about here.
trust me, it just hasn't happened here yet, because this is the last place that needs to stand. It will, though. And anyone that's found breaking the Nuremberg laws, I'm afraid they're going to be held accountable to the same scrutiny as, when the Nazis, were told to do stuff and they did it. And they say, well, I was just doing what I was told.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's really not a good enough, what's the adage? What's the adage where ignorance is not an excuse
Right,
for,
yeah.
breaking the law is not, ignorance is not an excuse for breaking the law.
Right.
So I just feel bad for a lot of people that are going to be put in a bad situation. So I would distance yourself from this,
From the government?
from being involved in
Well, I'm trying.
sanctioning or doing anything having to do with mandate or coercion of telling people that. I hope you're not the one that has to fire people.
No.
Okay. So I don't expect you to sign this.
I don't have to.
Okay. All right. Well, I did sign this because I didn't know, because if you want to give your superiors this document.
Well, I mean, if you don't want it in leaf.
I don't want it in leaf because there's nowhere for me to put any comments
Right.
of what I.
So then I think.
But I also want them to have a copy of this, because this is the 14th Amendment, and also a description of what that means and the Nuremberg codes. So I would like your superiors,
So,
my
Do
superiors.
you want me to send that to HR?
You can send it to HR and let them. I'm going to keep one copy.
Right, so this is the same, right?
Yes.
So where does, this goes with this,
Right.
this goes with that.
So you have one of these. I just want a signature saying that I gave you the copies.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it says that you have this is not confirmed that you
I don't agree or
agree
disagree.
with any
I
of
just
this.
say that
Yeah.
I received this.
Right.
Okay,
That's
you want
all that
this?
says.
Okay,
Well, and I would put that in the file, and I'd just go ahead and sign this one again, and then that way we'll both have a copy. If this gets lost, I can say, "Hi, Shelley, I have your copy that said you weren't a part of this."
right, that's good. And I'll say, you want me to say on here that it was sent to HR?
Sure. Or to whoever you feel deemed.
To, I don't know if we even have local HR, I'll say HR. The, inter office mail.
Oh, and I really don't want them to claim ignorance when it comes to the 14th Amendment. That's
I know.
why I gave them
Gave him a chance.
a copy. So, because it said if I didn't do this today, basically Monday.
Was today the deadline?
Yeah, I got another email,
Oh, you did?
auto email that said,
Oh,
John Farnham, you are in non-compliance. If you do not comply by today, you will have be reprimanded. And I'm okay with that.
I know, it's strange times.
Yes.
Which one's yours?
Huh? The one that you signed, that you were sending it. I just need just this one. That's all you.
This is me.
Mhm.
Okie dokie.
Sorry, I know this is awkward. It's awkward for me.
Okay.
It's awkward for me too.
It's alright, doesn't,
I know.
it doesn't give me heartburn. It's fair to comply with, your own, level of objection.
It just seemed like this kind of went
Right.
one direction.
Well, you know, they whip this stuff out pretty quickly.
Well, I'm pretty sure that there's probably a lawyer involved in this. So
Oh, a bunch of them.
I'm sure it was to benefit one party, not both.
Right.
So, because it doesn't say anything, it says in here if I perjury or do anything like that, that I could be held accountable. But they, nowhere in there did they say
That's on
if,
that other form.
yeah, well, it's right here, down here too, in this.
Oh, yeah.
So, but it doesn't say anything that if we're doing something illegal to you
Right.
or do anything wrong or falsifying information,
Mhm.
that we can be held accountable. And I think that's just a fair
It's a fair trade.
trade. I'm willing to go with the contract as long as they do. So, all right,
We shall see.
all right. Well, thank you. You have a great weekend.
You too.
I will. I'm gonna have an awesome weekend.
Oh, we-
Huh? I'm gonna celebrate America's freedom. It's the 4th of July for me. 4th of July weekend.
Every day?
Yep. You enjoy your weekend.
All right, I will.
Thank you.
Thank you.